I've got an invitation for you. Stop accepting the default. Stop accepting the default. Where in your life right now are you going through it and being faced with just the way things happen to be? The default conversation with your colleagues, the default conversation with your clients or in your family or with friends, the default in terms of the level of service that you bring, the default in terms of the people you spend your time with. Stop accepting the default. Instead, I'm going to offer you an opportunity to start creating your reality. And I mean that when I say that, a lot of people might not be able to understand it in the context that it's given. And I guess the pure element of it all is that you can shape in any given moment the context that you're in. I'll give an example from my own world. I spend a lot of time in conversation with people, and most of the time I'll come into the conversation and people just jump in, just start off. And I can do that. I can play that. That's the default way of doing things. It's the way that I've been trained, and it's the way that most conversations go. But at a certain point in my life, I decided to stop accepting the default and instead to be intentional in my life and to also create that which I wanted around it. And so most of the time, and sometimes I don't recognize it right away, but when I do, I tend to pause the conversation right where it is and call out that while the conversation has been great, we might be having just the default conversation that would happen if two people happen to be in conversation with one another. And I stand for something more than that with us in this conversation. I love to be intentional. And what I do then is that I share my intention. This is why I'm here for this conversation. This is what would make this conversation amazing for me. Or I'll ask them those same questions. What would make this an amazing conversation for you? And it gives us a chance to have a conversation that is different than most others. And I bring this distinction out here because it isn't complicated. It's incredibly simple, but it does take courage the first time. I want to call that out. It's not easy necessarily to stop a conversation and step the level up because you don't want to accept the default. But I get very excited when I think about what becomes possible for you. We stop accepting the default, even for just the next 24 hours. So we'll continue the invitation. Over the next 24 hours, just try it out. Try not accepting the default. And in any case where you find yourself slipping into the default or coming into the default, just let them know that you actually love to set an intention, and feel free to blame it on me. Feel free to blame it on me. I have a Sherpa, have a coach, Niiamah, who has me looking at where I am slipping into the default. And I think that we can actually have a much more intentional conversation. And then practice creating from there. I get excited here. So what we'll do here is give you a chance to explore. If you're having any questions about that or you have any comments around that, go ahead and leave a comment wherever you are. And we'll get back to you. The whole community will come back and engage in the conversation. And my thing is, most people spend their time answering comments on social media. That's not my default. I don't accept that as my default. Instead, I like to be intentional, and I love to be intentional right now. If you like to be in a more intentional conversation where we're talking real time with one another and you get a chance to be with other people who are also playing a game that's different from most, who are also choosing not to simply accept the default, or at least practicing what that looks like, then come and join us inside of the Trailblazer Tribe. You can go to niamahashong.com/tribe or niamah.com. That's niamah.com/tribe. I love singing that. And come join us in a non-default conversation. I don't even want to call something what it isn't. Come join us in an intentional conversation and experience what that's like, time after time, day after day, conversation after conversation, and experience after experience. That's the game we play. And I invite you to come join us. Here's the thing. You got this, and we got you. I'll talk to you soon. Journey on. Hey, Niiamah here. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and then go ahead and leave one of your insights from today's video in the comments below. If you're looking to take this deeper, you can go and watch another video, or you can go to niiamah.com/tribe to get exclusive invitation to our tribe member only events. I'll see you soon.